Scenes like this have become the norm across France, where many protests have taken place in the last 2 months, with over 1 million people taking to the streets, with some turning violent and hundreds arrested. The ongoing protests are centred around President Macron's pensions overhaul, which he enforced through the controversial executive order, pushing the age of retirement from 62 to 64, a move which has sparked unrest across the country.
It's not acceptable. I'm a caregiver. We cannot work until 64 with the people we accompany every day. We will be the same age at one point, so it's not possible physically and psychologically.
The protest, which began in January, is now in its 11th official day of action. There have been signs it's starting to lose momentum. Many young people say the reform will affect them the most.
For young people like me, we grew up with the hope of being able to influence our society. And when we see that decisions are made without consulting the people who make up this society, that takes away the possibility of being able to change things.
Amidst the chaos, clashes erupted in Paris as protesters targeted one of Mr. Macron's favourite restaurants. The awning of the La Rotonde brasserie was set on fire, with demonstrators throwing stones, bottles and paint at the police. Both sides of the standoff are awaiting the impending verdict over the reform from the French Constitutional Council, which has the power to strike out some, if not all, of this legislation.
I listened to each of the trade union organisations. In turn, I heard their disagreements on raising the retirement age, and I was able to repeat them to my conviction and that of my government of the need for this reform.
Although a deeply unpopular reform, France still has the youngest retirement age in Europe. And despite mass protests and vandalism across the country, President Macron is not backing down, stating that there will be no government reshuffle, no fresh elections and no referendum. Macron, who is currently out of the country on a visit to China, is facing the biggest challenge of his second term. With more disruption planned, it is clear the anger that many French people feel is not going away. Lape Olarinoye, TRT World, London.